having Joe's attention for 45 minutes.
I hope all of this is being recorded right now. Nice. Yeah, you get my attention fully for 45 minutes to tell me everything you feel.
That doesn't even happen.
Everything you think about everything. The unfiltered podcast. Awesome. So welcome to the first episode of the Strip Barbell podcast here inside of the Strip Barbell, our new podcast studio. I'm super excited to finally not have to do this on my own and be able to welcome my first guest, my partner in crime, my first employee, my cheapest employee, Whitney, my lovely wife. Say hi.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Whitney.
You got to talk a little bit more than this. Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to say.
So just introduce yourself. Tell them how we start here. Let's go way back. Give 2 minutes about how I swooped you off your feet and how we met.
A little too long ago.
How many years ago was it? Do you know the date?
I don't know the exact day. I know it was around September of 2013.
Yeah? We were at Italian festival. And
San Gennaro.
And I bought you a drumstick, turkey drumstick.
Yeah, bought me a drumstick.
Because they were buy two, get one. Or buy one,
Exchange
get
numbers
one.
for a picture that someone took, and then...
And I hounded her for a month for a first date.
Yeah, and then when he told me that he had tickets to Life is Beautiful, I said, you know what? I'll just go.
And here we are. How many years later?
What is that, 12? 12 years? 12 years later?
At least it's not only I that doesn't know.
No, I know better numbers than you do.
Yes, correct. On almost everything. So, obviously this is about the gym, about like business, about that type of stuff. So I want to get kind of into that. Obviously you've been here since the beginning before I opened the first gym. Do you remember the day that I told you I wanted to open a gym?
I don't remember the exact day, but I remember it was probably somewhere around Thanksgiving, the holidays.
But what was the conversation? Like, what did I say?
Oh, that he was over nightlife and that you wanted to open a gym. And then I looked at you and just said, my reasoning in my head was he spends more time there than anywhere else, even work at the time. He never really stayed at work that long.
Yeah, not that point. I was over it at that point. Yeah.
So I was like, sure, why not? I guess he kind of pitched it to everyone else and no one else wanted to do it. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like? I mean, obviously, like me getting started and obviously compensation of work and stuff like that was a little tighter and all that. But like being able to like keep control of bills and being able to like take on a little bit more of that, like, was it scary? Were you nervous about it? Like, I know you were pretty much gung-ho for me to do it and excited for me to do it, but like I've never really asked you like what your thoughts were on it at the time.
I mean, I just kind of know I had to do what I needed to do. It's not like we had a kid, and just kind of do things and make it work, whether that's you working a lot, which you were, and then I was also working a lot, but I think I was only working one job at that point. But it was paying out good. And it covered us for insurance and
still Top Golf.
So the idea was obviously to just keep working and then go from there.
Yeah. So what was it like in the beginning? More so in terms of watching me start the gym, like thoughts, like how much I was working, like you kind of helping as much as you could. Like what was it like, kind of like seeing that first part of the gym, like the first 6 months, like coaching all the classes, me on the couch for my half hours in between, like how that like. What did you think about it?
I mean, they were long days for you, for sure. And then I didn't really see you sometimes because our hours were so different, And then I obviously made the switch with my work schedule just being Monday through Friday. So I can hang out with you more. Yeah. At least see you on the weekends, Yeah. But it was definitely a rough year of just not really saying much and just keep going, with the flow because... Yeah. We had to make it work,
Yeah.
Put a lot of money into it, so.
Yeah.
It does make me teary.
It's all right.
It's already happening.
First guest, first year is all right. Now
easy peasy. You can see it well in my glasses on. They're like right there.
Waterworks immediately on the first question. So like obviously that was like, I mean, very early on. I mean, the first year, obviously I was up at 5 a.m. I would coach till through the 1 o'clock. I'd come home, I'd be on the couch, I would sleep kind of for 45 minutes. I'd be back up, I'd be back at the gym at 3:30. So I could coach the 4 o'clock all the way to the 8. I'd eat my meal on my way home, and then like I was back in bed, and that was pretty much Monday through Friday. And like Saturday was kind of nice because like we had like the one class, and then it was kind of our day to hang out. And then Sunday it was like doing all the prep work, doing all the like paperwork, all the financials, making sure that everything was there for the week, and being able to kind of do all that. But
had
like,
our meals ready too.
Yeah. How do you think that the balance of business and family? I mean, again, it was just us still at the time, but like how was that for you? Like,
I mean, it was hard regardless, but I don't know. My dad worked hard and got what he wanted, so I had to let you work hard. You know? So
yeah,
it's kind of like something that I was used to, and just know that it pays off, but it is hard, you know? There are days that you fight, there's days that you got along, and for sure it just had to be done. It was just no questions asked.
Need a tissue?
I think I need a tissue.
Pause it for just a quick second. Give her a quick second break. Yeah.
You're going to have the most serious podcast. and then your bare side's going to come off.
Yeah, we're not even into the
the deeper stuff.
No, there's not deep stuff, but
I don't know. I mean,
so back
even
to
from the time that you asked me that you wanted to open a gym, you didn't even quite open it. It took you almost a full year, if you think about it, to even open the gyms officially. And
should we toss that back over to Facebook?
Oh,
Set it off to the side. Set it off to the side. Yeah, there we go.
And my mom got sick, and so I was kind of like annoyed that I probably wouldn't be there for your grand openings, but I ended up being there. I kind of remember. And so it all worked out, but I remember you wanted to open the gyms with no bathroom or something, right? No bathroom. And then I said,
we didn't pass inspection.
I said, fuck no, you're not going to do it that way. It has to be done, whether you're not making money or not. It has to be completed. We're not going to have no porta potties in the back.
Have porta potties out back because we couldn't, via ADA rules, be able to open our shower rooms or our locker rooms because of being too narrow of a walkway. So we had to set everything back, and I already had a couple people signed up, although it wasn't many. Like I was going to open the entire thing with porta potties, and she's like, fuck you, no, zero chance you're doing any of that. So like, I mean, she's always been there to kind of like be my like balancing block in terms of like giving me what I need to hear, even from the very beginning.
A little mean sometimes, but I think it was worth it, whether it worked or not.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of transitioning into that, like, I mean, what, like somebody else that's like owns a gym or that works with a family member or works with their significant other, like what's something that most people don't realize that goes on behind the scenes in business, but that like obviously like can't translate to like what everybody else sees? Meaning like what happens like behind the scenes that like the conversations you and I have that like, again, we got to come out and put like smiles on our face and kind of like, but yet there's still like the frustrations, the anxieties. Like what's like, give an example of something like that. Do you remember anything off the top of your head?
Like
I mean,
when you
started? A million different ones.
I know. I feel like
I mean,
there's
you could
so many.
transition a little bit further. I mean, even like,
I mean, I really didn't start working with you until like, I was around. Yeah, I helped out with things. Yeah, I would help you promote. But I think when I really dialed in was back in 2023.
So, do you remember when that got started? When I came home and the double surprise?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
you
that
talk
one.
About that one?
Yeah.
So when we finally said we were going to expand
with Tread
CrossFit, I came home and
so he said, I don't think I even told you I had anything. I was just waiting for you to open the fridge or the freezer. I was just, because that's the first thing you do when you come home is open the freezer,
to get ice.
To get ice. But I remember him, he's like, oh, can we talk about something? He didn't even go straight to the freezer. And in my head, I'm like, this motherfucker's not following along with the plan, of course, And so he starts talking to me. He's like, kind of like, well, Vance, your old partner at the time, like, you know, he does this training and has a great idea, and I think we can help each other with it since we're already 3 years. Was it already 3 years into CrossFit? 4 years?
I think so.
No,
I mean,
2017.
Tread will be 4 years.
So about 4 years. You're
yeah.
already 4 years
Yeah.
into CrossFit, and you're like, you know, I've learned a lot over the last basically 5 years, because it took you 5 years to just,
True.
Yeah. 5
5
years of how to open a gym and wait for the construction, wait for the permitting. And, you know, I know that side, and Vance knows the other side, you know? So you basically said, I want to open another gym. And, you know, that was right after COVID still, and money was just a kind of a situation too at the same time, because we didn't know where things were during COVID, and COVID kind of was still around, but not, and slightly ended. And then you said, we want to open, we don't know what it's called yet, but we want to open another one. I just said, oh, where?
And then I go get my ice.
And Joe gets his ice. And then there was a little box there, and Joe goes, what's this? And it was surprise, our just a little test of me being positive with our only one child, Addie. So it was a big surprise all in one. And I think that was around in November. It was around in November. So
5 years ago.
So
4
it
years
still
ago.
even took you another year to open Tread.
Yeah.
Because you didn't open Tread till October of the following year.
Born.
Yeah, she was already born.
Born at the same time as Tread was born.
We've learned that these projects
all kind
take
of coincide
time.
with the same time and everything like that. But the coming home and super excited to open a gym, or that I'm going to open a second gym and kind of expand our offerings and bring on some more coaches and give more opportunity, and then also layer onto my life that, hey,
we're expecting,
and we're gonna, So I mean, that kind of obviously went really well. We were super excited for that. We had the time of building out Tread, the time of getting it all ready, and then right around, like, Addie was born in August, and then we opened Tread, I think, in September or October.
October-ish was like the grand opening.
At this point, I was super in over my head. I was still doing everything via Google Sheets and auto text messages and stuff like that.
Oh,
and that's when Whitney sat down and basically yelled at me for the first time about the gyms and said that I need to get my shit together and need to find a better, cleaner system to be able to do it. And that's when I made the call to Will Hurst, the owner of Big Little Gyms, about basically being a more streamlined effect to running gyms, and talked with him through the whole story, told her, and she's like, just do it immediately. You need something to be able to help you out. I tell you all the time. Of course, she wants me on all these things already, like for multiple years. But of course, when it's my idea, it's the only time it happens. But True. It finally happened. And obviously I created that relationship with Will and Big Little Gyms, and was able to automate stuff, be able to delegate different things.
Made it a lot easier.
And then Addie was born August 1st.
Yeah.
Yes. That's,
you remember her year?
I remember. 2022. Yeah, there we go.
No, 2021.
Oh, 2021. Yeah, sorry. Year after COVID. My bad. And then we opened Tread, and now I've got basically the system kind of running everything in terms of that. And Whitney's working from home. So we, of course, do what everybody does. And I mean, she's working full time. I'm still working full time. Now I'm working double because I got the 2 gyms going on. I'm doing both. And she's doing insurance from our basement. So she's basically kind of like in the house, but not in the house. We have a nanny upstairs with Addie. And like,
I was stubborn, didn't want her to go to daycare or anything,
and then I mean, it was first words, and Whitney's downstairs crying like she is now, but worse probably, and like would miss it and have to put people on pause, or like it was like the first crawl and she'd like run upstairs and like, and then that was kind of where we started. That's where the next kind of conversation came. And like, do you remember like what that conversation was like, where we sat down and talked about the transition into?
Yeah, I mean, you just said that, you know, like, it's kind of silly that we're paying out someone to watch our kids, and I kept talking about all these activities I want to do with Addie, like do the Mommy and Me classes, and Addie also too was struggling at the time for owning a gym with strangers and other kids. So we kind of looked at it as like, you know, I wasn't spending enough time with Addie, and either was Joe, and it was just like, I could do what I was doing in insurance, take what I've learned, and help him call these leads that basically we're paying for on Facebook that he saw the way I was calling people. He listened every day for hours, and he just said, I need someone to call the leads the same way.
Yeah.
And so I said, didn't put much to it. And I said, okay, just,
it wasn't
okay.
even
like the idea of hanging out with Addie was just the important thing, especially because she was almost about to be 2. And
2 months.
No,
2
2.
months. No, we didn't have babysitter that long.
No, we started her when she was like a half a year old. Yeah, half a year old. Yeah, yeah, she was around for like a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, long story short,
like it was that long.
I mean, I learned so much in the insurance industry, and it was a hard field. And the calling and dialing, I just think it really helped out Joe because he has his other hands tied with other things behind the scenes, that not just calling leads, that was another game.
More than just the calling of leads and stuff like that. I think that the biggest thing that brought us even closer as a family is that now it wasn't like Whitney working for somebody else's company and me running our company and doing this thing, but now it was now we're together in the same. Is that yes, it can be difficult to work with your significant other.
It is
but in the same regard, now we were both on the same team. There was a period where it was Addie was there, and it was Whitney was doing her work to support the bills, and I was doing what I could to support the bills. But this felt like it was finally the first time we were even if the money wasn't as good or whatever, because again, she's not working, but it's there wasn't the additional expense. But then she was able to, during those little bit of downtimes, being able to help out and be able to take a little bit more off my plate and be able to help the family business. And when that kind of happened, it was kind of the whole shift of being able to reorganize things, retask things, and being able to
needed a lot
make
of.
make it our family business, the fitness business, as opposed to her helping somebody else's insurance and helping their business, while I'll also support our family business and doing things separate.
I agree.
So so it kind of added kind of that being able to bring everything in house and have a common goal that we were able to work together and be able to do that. And even now, so today it's crazy because now our daughter's going into preschool, and now she's in 3 days, full days. So it's we're getting this opportunity again to even have more time and to invest in the business and being able to work and see where we're able to kind of take things moving forward in terms of other opportunities and that, and continuing to expand as we want and seeing what that looks like in different things. But what's one piece of advice that you would give other couples thinking about starting a business together, or potentially somebody that's already starting a business, their significant other coming to work for them or work with them? Is there any, did we have any, we didn't really have any rules, I would say. I think we talked
didn't
about
really
business
have
all the
any
time.
rules. I just think that you have a common goal and you kind of understand, me and you understood what that was, and you have to work together. Yeah, there are days where it's tough and I fight with you, and then I tell you that I don't want to work for you anymore.
She's quit more than anybody else, folks. I feel it's probably, she's quit.
I do come back after an hour and still do my job. It's just it does get tough, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do, and how much your significant other loves it, and at the same time, you do enjoy it too. I do enjoy working out, even though I just tell people I'm just the wife that likes to work out. But you just have to stick together and just keep moving, whether you fight or not. It's normal to fight. I just don't think if you didn't fight, it wouldn't be not normal, and that it's okay to have disagreements, and it's okay to come and find a way that will work for both of you, and whether that's with kids or not. And, the kids definitely change the dynamics of everything. But Joe's really came around in the last 2 years of helping out with Addie so I can get stuff done, because the girl doesn't let me work. That girl doesn't let me work, but she'll let that guy work all he wants.
Dad's working. Mom, I need you to play with me.
Yeah. So at least Joe sees it now. So he's been such a help. But obviously, it's something that you have to kind of show each other yourself and explain it and just be open as much as you can. And, you know, there are days that it's hard to be open, but you have to be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that all kind of moving forward, and obviously us working together, and I mean, obviously disagreements and being able to work through it and stuff like that. Like, is there something that we did early on that you wish we would have started differently earlier, like different, like a conversation that we might have had like earlier, or certain things that we had in place or anything like that? Anything kind of come to mind, or not really?
Not really, because a lot of the skills that I have now wouldn't be there if I didn't do other things before.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, I mean, I remember even like in the first days of like, I mean, I'll say we retired you from, I mean, your other job, and like you fought me hand and foot to stay working, and didn't. I've never worked. I've never not supported my own self, and like, I mean, I can't, like, obviously late to the party in terms of like having a kid, and I mean I was 38, no, 39. Shit, I can't even remember.
You're about 38.
I mean, you're 35. I mean,
30,
so I mean, you've worked 15 years of your life supporting yourself, paying your own bills, and then like to be able to
I just like working.
Step back. Yeah,
I do.
I
truly do like working.
Yeah, no,
I'm definitely not one of those that can say I could just be a housewife. It's just not for me.
Mimosas,
you know, I could do both.
Club.
I could do both with balance, I guess you can say.
Mimosas at the country club on a Tuesday at noon.
No, I don't even enjoy drinking that much. I rather drink on vacation now, you know, and that's with 2 drinks and that's it. But yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, like, things are moving forward. Like, what's your vision for where you'd like to take the business next? What excites you the most about coming to work today, coming to work 6 months from now, and moving forward?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm more with, like, I handle more in the things on the tread side, and with the leads and everything, I would love to see tread go to different cities, especially where we're from. You know, like me and you didn't grow up in Vegas, and a lot of people, you grew up in Ohio, I grew up in Southern California, and, you know, there's a lot of people you're kind of still in contact with, and they've never got to see tread. But, you know, tread is like one of those workouts that it's good for everyone. You know, no offense, it's hard for someone to go to a CrossFit gym. It's hard for someone to go to the barbell without a trainer unless they know what they're doing, you know. But tread is definitely something that I even feel like my friends back home in Orange County are the workouts they even do already. They just haven't seen tread yet.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it'd be cool to like, just, I mean, have something that like people know of us from back home in our cities. And I mean, I don't know, like in the same, it's like we had our like all gym pool party on Friday, and like Whitney was walking around, and everybody's like, oh, it's not an AI robot. There is an actual like Whitney person that actually is a person that is behind the scenes, not just like a auto text or an auto reply, checking in on you, making sure that you're here for classes and everything like that.
It's good to come out of the scenes for a while.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, as much as like our family's only 3, like every time that like we get everybody together, like that to me like excites me and gets me moving forward, is like the fact that, I mean, shit, I mean, how many coaches do we have now at Tread? I think like you just
11.
Counted
I was
them up.
11.
So we have 11 Tread coaches. I mean, we have 4 CrossFit coaches, and now we have 13 personal trainers at Barbell.
Yeah.
So we have almost 30 people within our like ecosphere of fitness.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's just like for me, I think the vision moving forward, and what I'm super excited about, is that like our extended family is growing. That every time we have a new event or a new party, how much bigger it is, how much like more like diverse it is in terms of total people that are there. And like that to me like gets me excited for the next 6 months, and like the next vision, the next thing, and like how many more people can we bring into our like ecosphere and continue to grow what we have with our different brands that we have currently, and even more offerings in the future.
Yeah, no, and people really want to be a part of it, especially our members, you know, like sometimes they're inquiring about being a coach, and it's exciting when your member wants to be a coach, especially when they came from square zero.
Coach. I mean, we've had from member to coach to personal trainer to retired, like out of their other job, like working in law office to being a full member, like I think coach.
That's really cool, you know, because they're inspired by everyone around us, so it teaches them to grow in a way. Yeah. So that's really cool. I mean, there's a lot I can think of have their own personal stories here. Yeah. You know, of how they came out of whatever they're doing, whether it was college, school, work, full time, and just change dynamics because this is what they love, you know? Yeah. And I know Joe loves it, so
Thanks.
He does. He really does. He found a love for it. I didn't even believe it.
Yeah. 8 years ago, I never thought I'd be employing this many, or like basically like this part of the opportunity of this many different people. But it's been, I mean, obviously a growth. I mean, I've changed quite a bit. I feel like you've seen me change quite a bit.
Yes,
in
he
terms
has
of like
changed.
just my like personality and how I act and like everything like that. I mean, it's obviously just like growing and adapting. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's our first time here in the podcast studio at the Strip Barbell. I wanted to have, I mean, my employee number 0, my ride or die here with me to be able to share this experience of being able to break in the podcast studio, and hopefully we get the opportunity to continue to share stories. And then we circle back to this again.
Yeah, we have a couple more.
Yep. I love you.
Love you.
Is that good?
The tears. It's the tears. I feel like if he says, I feel like if he were to say more, I could get even more teary. So that was a good.
I was trying to.
Well, Joe too. Joe gets pretty emotional.
I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can't go on Joe's podcast. He makes people cry.
Yeah.
No, that was.